Hey, how's it going, friends? Thank you for tuning in to VR Revelations once again. Make sure you give the video a like and make sure you subscribe for future coverage. So, we have some pretty shocking news here coming out of Ukraine once again. According to reports here, it looks like Russia just launched its biggest attack since the start of the war back in February. Um, I am taking a look here at the report from 24/7 News. But again, you can go verify this yourself. There are multiple sources reporting on this currently. About 1 hour ago, we have Reuters, CNN, The Guardian reporting on this. But again, I like to use outside sources such as this Greek website. They seem to have more detailed information of what is happening. So let's go ahead and take a look here. It says millions of Ukrainians will have a nightmarish New Year's Eve as Russia launches its largest missile attack since the start of the war, hitting energy infrastructure and military targets. The Russians place particular emphasis on locating and destroying Ukrainian air defense systems. The attack started last night around 2300 hours Greek time and continued today with successive waves of missiles hitting Ukrainian targets. And of course, along with these missiles, there's reports of Russia using the Iranian kamikaze drones. Looks like they did target a lot of infrastructure, a lot of power plants there. So a lot of Ukrainians are without electricity. And again, in war, if you look throughout history, most countries, take advantage of, certain holidays, such as now, as we get ready to head into the new year, to launch these attacks in order to, kill the spirit of the enemy, in order to demoralize them and precipitate a collapse there. And of course, we are just starting winter here, so this is, catastrophic for the population there, as they are without electricity heading into the new year in the middle of the cold, while they have these kamikaze drones and missiles increasing in intensity. So definitely very terrible situation here for the people there in Ukraine. So it goes on to say here, swarms of shaded 136 kamikaze drones started yesterday, while today 120 missiles were launched, which hit energy and military targets, air defense systems, and concentrations of Ukraine forces. And again, we have some video here of these electrical substations, pretty much smoldering up in smoke. So yeah, you can see there's a lot of dark smoke there. It looks like a big missile hit there. And we have other videos here coming out of Twitter, apparently of these missiles and the fires that they've created. So you can see there. Again, you can just imagine how difficult it is for these soldiers or these firemen to reach these areas while there's also missiles, landing everywhere. So very difficult situation there to put out those fires, and then on top of that to, get the guys that are going to repair all that to try and get electricity back on as possible as the Russians continue the attack. So very devastating here. We can see that explosions took place in several cities around Ukraine. So the capital there, Kyiv, Nikolaev, Odessa, Lviv. Power outages in the capital, Kyiv, Kharkiv, Lviv, Odessa. So it was definitely a large scale attack here. Let's keep going down here. So it says Russia launched one of its largest missile attacks since the start of the war, with Mikhailo Podolyak, an advisor to the Ukrainian president, claiming more than 120 Russian missiles were fired, although the Ukrainian military said it shot down 54 of the 69 missiles, which was launched by Russia early today on December 29th in the morning. In fact, unconfirmed information from Ukrainian officials state that many of these missiles including kamikaze drones, which again were provided to Russia by Iran or Iran, were launched from the territory of Belarus. Okay, so it looks like these attacks were also carried out from Belarus here, while the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, Mitro Kuleba, spoke of the brutality that goes beyond all logic. Again, so if we go and take a look at the live view AMAP of the situation currently in Ukraine, you can see reports of all these attacks throughout Ukraine here. Explosions were reported in the Lviv region. And again, it looks like Ukraine is saying that some of these attacks were carried out from Belarus. So we know that Belarus is allowing access to its territory to the Russians. So, the Russians could be anywhere along the border here launching their missiles as well as from Russian territory. And of course, it's very interesting because Ukraine is saying that Russia might be planning on launching a large-scale offensive on the capital of Kyiv. So, this could be sort of a massive missile attack trying to, soften the enemy before, they come in here with troops. We know, as I covered in my previous video, that Russia is reorganizing their military to form bigger units so that they may all move together. And again, there is suspicions that, Belarus could help out, more decisively in the war here. And so there's fears that Belarus troops could launch an attack also there from Belarus. And so, the situation is very dire there in Ukraine for sure. So we have more video here. It says, this morning after their successful drone strikes by means of Iranian kamikaze drones, Russian armed forces used 120 Calibri and Kh-101 cruise missiles to target several cities of Ukraine, including Kyiv. They outnumbered Ukrainian air defense systems. So apparently it's just too many missiles for the air defense systems. And again, that's why Zelensky personally traveled outside of Ukraine to the United States, to Washington, to speak to Congress in order to ask for the Patriot missile defense systems, which could definitely help out with this. But apparently, according to reports, the U.S. isn't going to send them right away. They want to train Ukrainian troops on how to use these missile defense systems, which could take up to 2 months. But with the way things are going, with these massive waves of missile attacks and a possible large-scale offensive on Kyiv, those missiles could not get there soon enough. They got to do something here because 2 months of waiting is just not going to cut it, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and take a look at this video here. Okay, it's only 2 seconds long, but it looks like you can see a cruise missile here flying in the corner there. Again, very difficult to get footage of a missile flying by. Looks like we have more videos here. Okay, these are nighttime shots, so not much to look at there besides some fires. Again, they struck military facilities here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this video here. It says, Orlan escapes a hit from Monpad Igla. The Orlan UAV filmed the work of the AFU soldiers' air defense by itself. AFU fired from the Igla manpads, but the rocket went past the reconnaissance UAV. So it looks like we got a Russian UAV here, reconnaissance drone that was almost hit by one of the Ukrainian air defense missile systems here. As you can see, it slightly missed the drone there, but you can see how these missile defense systems sort of work there. It says, the Russian military misled the Ukrainian air defense. It is already known that in addition to energy infrastructure, Russian missiles hit the positions of the air defense forces. False aerial targets were used to deceive the air defense systems. After identifying the positions of the air defense systems, missile attacks were immediately launched against them. Wow, so it looks like they sort of launched, some some false missiles or something of the like in order to, draw out the positions of the air defense systems. And then once they saw where they were located, they actually launched the real attack on them. So it looks like they're trying to destroy the air defense systems, which again, this could mean that Russia could be planning on moving in, uh, in this reported large-scale offensive that Ukraine is claiming Russia is getting ready to launch. And then they could have some air backup, so that might be a reason why they're targeting these air defense systems here. Again, they could be softening up the area before they, launch this large-scale attack here at the capital of Kyiv. And again, a large section of the country there is without electricity. We can see all of these videos here, the smoldering. So yeah, guys, looks like the largest attack here since the war began. A huge wave of missiles and kamikaze drones taking out multiple targets throughout Ukraine here as we head into the new year. Of course, this is a tactic to demoralize the Ukrainian troops, and also it could be a possible softening up of the these certain areas in order for the Russians to move in with a large-scale offensive, as as the Ukrainian military is saying that the Russians, might have planned for the beginning of the year. So I think this is only a sign that something huge is coming here at the beginning of the year. So I will definitely be keeping up with these reports. Anyways, the truth is stranger than fiction. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Again, make sure you're praying for all the people there, the citizens in Ukraine, and in general over the world, guys, because there's a lot of suffering going on, and we should be thankful each and every day that we have food on the table, a home, to a roof to live under, and our health and in relative peace, because these things are going to affect all of us. This scale is going to grow bigger. It is going to involve everybody eventually, as again I do believe we are living in the end of times. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for tuning in. God bless and have a wonderful day.